Hey everybody! I'm going to film a quick introduction video for a new series of videos on this channel that will be focused on holistic and spirit-guided pet health and healing. And this is my guy Boone here. You can see Nani's eyeballs right there and Stevie's sitting over here out of frame. I've got 3 big yellow Labradors, but yeah, these are going to be really informal videos because it's just going to be me here at home with them telling you about his health journey. But so yeah, quickly, Boone was diagnosed with stage 5 lymphoma about 3.5 months ago. And he was in liver failure and he had a lot of fluid buildup around his lungs. He was just a really, really sick boy, right? He had like 1 liter of fluid around his lungs. That was the main reason we actually took him in. He wasn't showing a lot of other symptoms of cancer or any other disease, right? And he was having trouble breathing though and acted like he was in pain that night. We took him in, they told us all of this stuff, and it was really scary, super scary, right? I do medical mediumship with people. I'd never done it with dogs before, and that will be some of this series, right? Because it is spirit-guided healing and share what they've shared. The Awiaka Collective, which is healers and medical people with medical backgrounds who have passed over to the other side, and they're sharing their information. But yeah, so I think what we want to do is just share exactly what we've gone through and what we've experienced with him, which is him essentially, Stevie, that's one of the other ones. Stay here, you guys. Everything that we've done. So we have completely shifted his diet, changed up what he was eating, and what the part that I will share from Spirit was the emotion base of his imbalance, his illness, his dis-ease, right? There was a huge emotional component to it, and it was that he was taking on our emotions. We were emotionally dumping on him, and he's this empathic little sponge, and he was pulling these really toxic, heavy emotions from us, and that was actually a huge root cause in his illness. Stevie, you want this? I'm feeding them pieces of banana. And I will be talking about that because that was actually a huge piece in healing from this really intense thing that he was going through. And again, we are still fresh in this. He's only 3.5 months out, but the prognosis for him was awful, and they were so gloom and doom about it, and they said that he was going to be in tremendous pain and he most likely would only have a few weeks to live. And again, this is 3.5 months out, so we surpassed that, and he is getting better and better. Like, his energy is returning, he's looking happier, he's looking healthier, and I'm going to share everything that we have done for that. Some of it will be, again, like the hippy dippy stuff. I'll talk about his emotions. I'm going to talk about, might do some crystal stuff, but a ton of it will be about the herbs that we are doing that Spirit has shown to be beneficial for certain organs. So a lot of herbs, a lot of veggies, talk about what's going on with his organs, where that's coming from. So he was having a lot of fluid retention. We can go back to the kidneys. How do we support the kidneys? Is it, are we doing dandelion? And what Spirit kind of guided us, some of this was trial and error. I think that's why he's only where he's at now after 3 months, is it was a learning journey, getting into a spot where his body started to recover and rebuild itself. He dropped a lot of weight there for a bit early on. He's putting that back on, obviously you can see. And so do you see this squishy fluid right here? This is some of that. He was really holding on to water. And so he's a little puffy boy, but what it was is he was really packed solid. This was like hard, and he was, he couldn't move much. He acted like he was in pain. And so now all of this is softening up and it's coming off, and he's peeing a lot, right? And so these fluids are starting to flush out of his body. The toxins are flushing out. So I'm going to share everything that got that process going again for him. Lots of talk on foods, what I feed him, what I'm feeding all of them now. A huge part of how he got here, you're like, well, if you know all this stuff, how'd he get here? We were bad pet owners with him. We're taking this full responsibility because he was a junk food hound. He ate cheeseburgers, he ate chicken nuggets, he had pup cups, puppuccinos, whipped cream, almost daily. He was just an unhealthy boy, and we spoiled him with food, and he's a huge couch potato naturally, and we also didn't exercise with him much. But it's like hard to get him off the couch. He's a couch potato. He wants to be under blankies in front of the TV kind of guy. Who can blame him, right? But so there were a lot of things that contributed to him getting to this unhealthy place, and we totally take responsibility for that. So once he's there, though, it was how do we get him out of this naturally, because we didn't want to go pharmaceuticals, we didn't want to do surgery, we didn't want to do a bunch of tests financially that we weren't in a place to. But then, I mean, you know, we could have and we would have if we felt like that was right, but right away Spirit was like, no, there's other ways, let's try it first. And it worked. It's working. He's healing. He's looking happier. He's, yeah. So that's what this series is going to be. It's going to be a spirit-guided, holistic approach to pet health, what Spirit has shared about the root source of diseases, yeah, and what we can do about it, how we can help them, how we can work with pain, work with swelling, work with getting organs back on track, and reminding them again, the spirit woo-woo part of their body's natural ability to heal, because they have this incredible ability to heal. We just have to remind them of that on a consciousness level. And so one of the ways you can do that is with using food as medicine, because there is a divine consciousness to food, fresh foods, raw foods, right? And then, yeah, I'll show you actual practices to do with them. Some is going to be massage, some will be lymph drainage, some will be positional, like he had the fluid, what's the best way for him to sit? All kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to share, again, absolutely not a medical professional, obviously. This is not medical advice. Check with a medical professional if, you know the spiel, right? So this is just our personal journey, and I'm sharing it with you. Take it or leave it, right? So I hope that you find some of this helpful. Again, this is going to be his cancer journey, but a lot of what Spirit has shared applies to so many illnesses and imbalances and diseases for dogs. So yeah, I hope you want to if you want to hear more about that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification for more information on holistic pet health and how we got this guy stage 5 lymphoma, what looks like up and going and happy and healthy again. So yeah, follow along with us.